Oh, that's frustrating. If you've clicked on this video, then you probably want to learn how to stop topping the golf ball. Well, I can assure you it's not because your club's too short, it's not because you're lifting your head, and it's not even because you're swinging too fast. Today you're going to gain much more understanding of why you actually top golf shots and learn a simple process to get you out of this dreaded shot forever and learn how to strike your irons and your woods much more consistently. And at the end of this video, we've got our link to our free training guide, just like this, so that you can download it straight to your phone or your PC. G'day golfers, I'm Glen Haynes. Welcome to Aussie Golf Pros, where we help you be the best golfer you can be. First of all, let's state the bloody obvious. When we top a shot, that means the club is too high. The bottom of the club head is making contact with the top of the ball. So why is it that that club gets too high so often? Well, there are a number of different causes, but the main one is tension. So basically what happens is the golfer bunches up. The shoulders get too high, the elbows bend a little bit, and all of this tension shortens a lot of the muscles and raises the club up a little bit. But even with that tension, we can still improve our ball striking if we can find the right process. So what we're going to do here is go through a little bit of a routine that's going to get us out of the habit of hitting the top of the ball and get us into the correct habit of actually brushing the grass. Or if you're hitting a driver, then we want to hit the tee peg that the ball's on with the driver. So to start with, what we're going to do is just going to put a broken tee, it could be a matchstick or a bottle top, something pretty small. These broken tees, they're just the stems. This is what I like, no head on it. We want that down on the ground because we're going to actually try to hit that broken tee, bringing the club head down a little bit and brushing that grass. So when you set up to it, I'm just going to start with a short iron. I've got a 9-iron here and we're just going to start with some little swings. So set up with a space because we're going to put the ball there eventually. So set up with a space between the club and the tee and go ahead and take a little swing and see if you can brush that grass. And I want to get the tee peg out there a few meters. Let's get it flying so that we're actually getting into the habit of generating a little bit of speed and propelling that tee somewhere. And I want you to do plenty of those. Get into the habit of brushing the grass. And you're going to find this quite easy to do. Even though the tee is a lot smaller than the golf ball, you're probably going to hit it more sweetly and more consistently than when the golf ball's there. Just starting with some shorter swings, just brushing that grass. That tee's gone about 10 yards, and let's get into that better habit. And then as you get better at it, extend the swing a little bit. You can try it with some different clubs, but that's your process to start with. And it's a lot easier because we're a lot more relaxed. We're not trying to hit the golf ball, and you'll be able to generate some free and easy club head speed that way as well. Let's do one with a full swing. So as I said, just leaving a bit of space, full swing, and it's pretty easy to hit that tee. Great. Now, why is it that it's so much more difficult when the ball's there? When you're hitting that tee peg, what are you looking at? Well, you're looking at the tee, of course. So when you're over a golf ball, what are you looking at? Well, we're looking at the golf ball. But we can't see the bottom section of the golf ball. We can only see the top section. And that's the bit that we keep hitting with our golf club, the top section. So this hand-eye coordination issue is a real problem for a lot of golfers. We've got to change that process. We've got to try and hit the grass, not the golf ball. Let me repeat that. We want to try and hit the grass and not the golf ball. And that's how we're going to get out of this pressure situation of trying to hit the ball, tensing up too much, basically making it much more difficult for us to swing freely and to make good contact with the ball and the turf. So as I promised, we're going to put the tee peg down there after the golf ball. That's the section of turf that we want to hit. We don't want to hit the turf before the ball. We want to hit the turf after the golf ball. That ensures a lot cleaner contact, and this is really going to get us to focus much more intently on what we're striving to achieve rather than what we're striving not to achieve. It makes sense that if we can hit the grass, that's not going to happen. Right, normal setup, still got the 9-iron. Now I'm looking at the tee. Gotta forget the golf ball's there at all. We're just focusing on hitting the tee, and if we hit the tee, we're going to brush that grass exactly after the golf ball and get the contact that we desire. See how I've brushed the grass after the golf ball. I've collected the tee on the way through. I was looking at the tee peg, completely forgetting the golf ball's there. So the swing was free and easy, it was relaxed. And that's what's going to help you to lengthen those muscles, stop bunching up so much like this, extending those arms and the club through so that we're brushing the turf where we want to and making much better contact. Now I want to stress here that this isn't going to happen straight away, because basically you're not going to be able to convince yourself straight away that the ball's not there. Our goal here is to forget the golf ball's there, to swing as freely as you would just hitting the tee peg. You stick with that process and we guarantee you that you'll be able to hit the turf much more consistently and therefore stop topping the golf ball so often. So if you're struggling with topping your driver, same principle applies. We want to see if we can hit the tee but not the grass. So pop your tee deep in the ground there, nice and low, make it challenging, and let's see if we can perform that action of hitting the tee and not the grass. So normal setup, and see if you can break the tee. Let's allow some speed to generate here, because speed is your friend. Now be warned, this is a little bit more challenging because when we put the ball on the tee, we can't actually see much of the tee from here. You can see a little bit, and that's what I want you to focus on. We're going to try to knock the tee out of the ground and the golf ball will get collected on the way through. So nice and relaxed. Remember, tension is your enemy. Focus on knocking that tee out of the ground and maybe even trying to break it. If you can get into that process and that habit, then you're going to strike your drivers much more consistently and you're going to hit them further as well. Let's get rid of that top shot. So if you're striking your shots well but you keep slicing them, then this is the video to watch next to help you understand why you're slicing and what you can do to correct it. There's your free download. That's the free training guide all about today's lesson. The link is there and it's in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. We look forward to your company next week. Are you the best golfer you can be?